Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the ride. Good to have you back. If you haven't checked out part 1, I recommend watching that first. Anyway, we're going to quickly get into it. After a good night's rest and an early start, we packed up the bikes and got back on the road, hitting the tail one more time. Here's an overview of day 4. We'll be riding through some beautiful Tennessee countryside, pushing hard toward Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Our destination, a little roadside gem called Bowwinkles Rustic Lodge. By the end of the day, we clocked 472 miles. After grabbing a quick photo and getting a full tank of motivation, we headed to one of the East's most outrageous pit stops, an over-the-top fueling station that's become a phenomenon, Buc-ee's.
Did the Dragon on Tuesday, now it's Wednesday, so we're at Buc-ee's getting some good food. You guys never had Buc-ee's? It's like Big Red. If you don't like Buc-ee's, fuck you. Go get you some. You don't know what you're missing out on.
Once we were back on the road, distillery signs started popping up everywhere. And you know what they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans. So we pulled off for a burger and a break. Lewis, who thought our bartender was very easy on the eyes, asked her if she'd snap a photo of us. Look at that smile. From there, we crossed the state line into Kentucky and hit another distillery, MB Rollin' Distillery, a spot with real character. We got the full tour, grabbed a bottle of whiskey, and even a photo with everyone before heading out. Every once in a while when you're riding, something lines up perfectly, something you could never anticipate. As the light faded on day 4, we crossed the Ohio and Mississippi River right in the middle of golden hour, and it gave us some of the most beautiful shots of the entire ride. Enjoy. By the time we rolled into Bowwinkles Rustic Lodge, the sun had already set. It wasn't glamorous, but it didn't need to be. It was the kind of quirky roadside hideaway that makes you feel like you stumbled across a hidden gem. The bar was open, the food was hot, and the locals were friendly. After a long day in the saddle, that's just about all you can ask for. After a few hours of sleep, we were back on the road early. Day 5 was a big one, 548 miles ahead of us. We'd head north through Kansas City, with our sights set on Omaha, Nebraska. This had become our morning ritual. Up at sunrise, pack the bikes, run through safety checks, top off the tires, double check everything one more time, and hit the road. It was essential, it was every day. And by now, we were starting to get pretty good at it. It was a long day in the saddle, but once we got past Kansas City, the landscape really began to open up. That's when we knew we were entering the Great Plains. Wide skies, endless fields, it had a whole different feel. Surprisingly, we made it into Omaha before dark. We stretched our legs, wandered around a bit, grabbed a bite to eat, and then called it a night. Slept came easy after a day like today. Or did it? Nah, I'm just messing with you. We slept like rocks. Honestly, we almost didn't wake up. You know the deal, rinse, wash, repeat, wake up, ride a motorcycle, 600 miles. Today was a special day though. We were leaving Omaha and headed to Rapid City because my wife was flying in to join the ride. She'd be with us for the next 10 days. Yeah, I know, she's a bit of a passenger princess, but hey, it's all good. She let me disappear on a motorcycle for 30 days, so I can't really give her too much flack. Honestly though, I was excited to see her. So the plan was simple. We'd pick her up in Rapid City and ride straight to Deadwood, South Dakota. It wasn't long before we ran into a little trouble. Lewis, God bless him, forgot one tiny detail. He forgot to turn his bike off when we stopped for a break. You gotta turn your ignition off, Lewis. So there we were, in the middle of a parking lot, looking like a couple of dingleberries jump-starting his bike. But hey, that's what bros are for. Laugh, lend a hand, and then get back on the road. The scenery started to shift. Western Nebraska gave us those long, empty stretches where you start to question if civilization still exists. And somewhere out there, surrounded by corn, Lewis and I had a moment. We reached out across our bikes and held hands, just for a second. Two grown men on motorcycles holding hands through corn country. It was weirdly beautiful. And just like that, we let go. We made a quick stop in Burke, South Dakota to wipe off what felt like half the state's bug population from our visors. Then, it was back on the road. No brakes, only stopping for gas. We were racing against the clock, and we still had miles to go. We finally made it to Rapid City and picked up my wife, Becky. Luckily, I brought most of her gear with me, so all she had to do is throw a jacket on, and just like that, we were back on the road. Next stop, Deadwood. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, we slept in a little. Woke up slow, explored town a bit, didn't even get on the bikes till around 10. But here's the deal, this is what we had planned for the next 3 days out here. Alright, so here's the area that we're in. You got Rapid City over here, that's where you'll fly in if you're a baller like my wife Becky. And Deadwood's right here. This whole area, this is the Black Hills. You're talking Needles Highway, Iron Mountain Road, some of the best riding that you'd find anywhere. Also some of the tightest turns, and the tunnels are kind of sketchy, so don't follow too closely behind Lewis. You've been warned. And over here, you got the Badlands. Not a lot of curves, but unreal views. I've got some great footage coming up from that stretch. And then to the west, this is where you'll find Devil's Tower. Totally a must-see. Wild scenery, alien vibes, probably just us being dehydrated though, but you'll have to watch and find out. Anyway, this region, this was home base for the next 3 days. Great roads, no schedule, and nothing but time to go get lost and make some memories. Alright, so here's the plan for day 7. First things first, our bikes were in desperate need of a wash, so we rode up to Spearfish to clean them up a bit. We couldn't be rolling into Sturgis looking like roadkill. Next, we figured we'd check out downtown Sturgis. After all, it's home of the biggest motorcycle rally in the world. Has to be worth checking out. Then, we swung by Harley Davidson. We wanted to grab a few t-shirts and souvenirs, and then we'd cruise back to Deadwood before kicking the night off. Sturgis is a special place. Every year, 500,000 to 700,000 riders roll in, not just for the rally, but for the nostalgia. Something about it calls the motorcyclists. It's more than a rally, it's a gateway to some of the best riding in the world, and we're here to ride it. You know how it goes. You head out planning to just have one drink, then that turns into 3, then 6. Next thing you know, you made some new best friends, and the night disappears faster than you'd expect. I'm sure you can imagine how we felt waking up. It was rough, but eventually we got moving. The plan for day 8 was simple: ride out to Devil's Tower and hit a steakhouse on the way back. Only about an hour down the road to that Devil's Tower. It was a beautiful ride, especially once we got off I-90, and man, we hit it just in time, and it delivered. Devil's Tower ended up being one of the best experiences of the whole trip. No alien sightings or anything like that, but it was absolutely stunning and we loved every minute of it. And just 15 minutes away was a highly recommended restaurant and bar, 77 Steakhouse and Grill. We highly recommend going if you're in the area. Alright guys, it's day 9. It's a big one. It's time to turn the volume up. We got a long day today. The plan is to jump on the bikes and head down to grab some coffee at a real popular spot in Rapid City, Buc-ee Cups. And then we're off to the Badlands. We thought we were just getting caffeine. Turns out we got a full-bodied experience. It took a minute to get to the Badlands, and we almost didn't make it. Fuel was running low, and for a second we weren't sure if we were going to make it there. We pulled over to double check our range, and luckily, just before the park entrance, we stumbled across Cowboy Corner, a perfect little pit stop for gas and grub before heading into the park.
Maps, or are you good?
Where should we go?
I can tell you. You go up here to the stop sign.
Okay.
There's 5 miles of park to your right.
Okay.
And then you'll be back at 90.
Okay.
And the visitor center is there.
Okay.
Take a left, there's 27 miles of park, and you come out at Wall on I-90.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh,
That sounds like the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We made one more quick pit stop at the visitor center to snag some stickers. Gotta mark the ride. And that's when Lewis found this treasure.
We're at this place you might be familiar with. Let's skip. You go ahead.
Come over here. Good. You want me to hold your hand? No? No. I'm good.
The Badlands is one of the most surreal places we've ever seen. Stark, beautiful, and brutally carved by time. We didn't get to stay long, but I wanted to make sure you could see more, so I licensed some drone footage to capture the scale of the raw beauty of the park. That's going to wrap up part 2 of the ride. Hope you've enjoyed coming along so far. Here's a sneak peek of what's coming in part 3. That was the hardest road I've ever had to drive on. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the ride so far, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. We've still got about another 7,000 miles to go, and trust me, it only gets better from here. We'll see you next time.